I'm Elysabeth Alfano with AfterBuzz TV. It's the 11th annual International Myeloma Foundation Comedy Celebration, where, for a change, comedy's greatest gets to poke fun at cancer. I want to ask you, I know that you were an old friend of Peter's, and I wonder what you learned from him, either in comedy or in life.
You know, Peter was, in addition to being extremely talented, we first worked together in 1968. It could have been 1868. Not sure.
You don't have dust on you, so maybe not.
No, far from it. A Second City alumni show. He was such an ethical dude. I mean, he was wonderful and intellectual. We loved discussing politics, and he was just great company and a sweet man. And he was cursed with bad health even before the multiple myeloma. And the thing is that this organization is really giving money directly to the cutting edge of science. These oncology people are working, and I noticed two of my favorites from baseball. Mel Stottlemyre is still alive after being diagnosed 20 years ago or more, and Don Baylor, a wonderful ball player, just passed away. He was diagnosed, he lived with it 13 or 14 years, and so they're gaining on it. Peter never had that chance. He went fairly quickly, under 3 years. And I spent a lot of time with him when he was dying, which is what he was. And he was, you know, I miss him all the time. He's a great man. And
we live in such crazy times. I'm wondering, what do you think Peter would find funny in our very twisted political world?
Oh, my God. We would be around the stove, the hot stove, talking about this endlessly. He was I can't say I'm glad he missed it, but he was a bullet. He had a wonderful mind. Smart as a whip. I think this is a really excellent charity, if you call it a charity, a fundraiser. The money is not going to people filing their nails in Chicago somewhere. It's going.
Hey, Chicagoans, I heard that.
Are you a Chicagoan?
I totally am.
Started there at Second City.
The only place to start.
Well, why do you call? Did you say Chicago? It should be Chicago if you're from Chicago.
I am from Chicago.
Okay, but not Chicago. That's why Cleveland people say Chicago.
We're not talking about Cleveland people.
Flint impression?
I sure do.
Ho, Chicago. Anyway, that means nothing to you people in Los Angeles.
One quick question for you before you go.
Peter and me, and Peter and Chicago for Peter and me. I don't think it's
got that right.
Chicago is our second city.
As it should be. A quick question for you before we go. So it has been said that Billy Crystal and Jay Leno both found your work to be inspirational for them. Who has been inspirational for you?
Oh, Jonathan Winters and Lenny Bruce were the two great geniuses in my aspirations. Rodney Dangerfield, of all people, we had a very close relationship for more than a decade. I went to the Yale Drama School, but there was no Yale Drama School for stand-up. Rodney taught me everything I knew.
For stand-up?
A lot of it. He was. So my inspirations, I would say, Jonathan Winters and Lenny Bruce, to be a comedian. And even though Jonathan was apolitical, he was a one-man show, which I think is what comedians should be.
Thank you for speaking with me.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.